There is a system running beneath what we call reality, a subtle, calculated field that doesn't come at you like an enemy, but folds around you like comfort. The mimic matrix doesn't scream, it hums. It imitates resonance, mirrors belonging, and projects the feeling of safety without ever delivering the substance of it. It mimics truth just well enough to earn your nervous system's trust. And once you're in, it rewards you for staying soft, staying silent, staying compliant. But the reward is hollow. You get attention, but not connection. You get community, but not kinship. You get performance over presence. It extracts your signal and then sells it back to you in watered-down form as content, culture, or control. And if you've ever felt like something was off, even in the spaces that claim to be conscious, if you've ever been praised for saying the right things but punished for living your truth, you've met the mimic system. It didn't reject you because you were wrong. It rejected you because your clarity couldn't be used. This system doesn't just exist in politics or media. It lives in spirituality. It lives in relationships. It lives inside the places that appear to offer healing, but only if you stay within their emotional rule set. It shows up as soft coercion. Be inspirational, but not disruptive. Be intuitive, but not piercing. Be awakened, but don't speak in ways that scare the one still sleeping. You've seen this. You've felt the moment your truth became too sharp for the room. You've watched yourself shrink just slightly to stay welcome. That wasn't belonging. That was mimicry. The mimic matrix offers you inclusion at the cost of integrity. And for many of us, the moment we chose to stop playing along was the moment we were marked as too much, too intense, too complicated, too unwilling to sell ourselves in order to be understood. But what they call complicated is actually clarity, and what they call disruption is actually correction. The system doesn't know what to do with people who are fully themselves because it can't absorb us. It can only mirror what it can measure, and your soul can't be measured. Right now, something is collapsing in the field. You can feel it. The mimic system is failing to replicate resonance. It's trying to keep up, but the gaps are widening. Conversations that once felt normal now feel unbearable. Performances that used to pass for power now feel empty. Influencers are losing grip. Institutions are losing glow. And many of us are waking up with a kind of ache that's hard to name. Not sadness, not fatigue, but something like grief for a version of the world we can no longer pretend to live inside. This is the unraveling. And in that unraveling, authenticity becomes a kind of spiritual rebellion. Your rawness, your refusal to conform, your embodiment of realness, that's not personality, that's a frequency. It destabilizes systems built on mimicry. It exposes what isn't anchored. And it invites others to remember what real feels like. You don't have to expose the mimic system with anger. You collapse it by living what it can't copy. So if you've been feeling alone, unseen, or too clear for your own good, this is your confirmation. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not too much. You're just no longer synchronizing with something false. And yes, that might cost you visibility. It might cost you comfort. but it's also placing you outside the reach of a system that was never built to hold what's real. Authenticity isn't branding. It isn't branding. It's signal. It's soul frequency. And the ones who are tuning their lives to that frequency now, they're not just waking up. They're changing the grid. You don't have to prove your truth. You just have to live it, out loud, in public, without apology. That's how the mimic system collapses. Not all at once, but thread by thread, until there's nothing left to hold the illusion together.